What's up, guys? We're here with Dewey. He got 6th at the Halifax Regionals playing Centurion. Before we dive into it for like, comment, chat, I'm going to be covering the deck profile for him because his English is not the greatest. He did say he wants to shout out the Chinese player that got top 8 at the WCQ. Helped him out quite a bit understanding how to build a deck. He used to play Tempai and was a very good explanation. So if you guys know what channel I'm talking about, definitely check it out. And yeah. So we're playing Centurion. This is going to be one of the top decks of this format. It helps play around a lot of the Purlias as well as the Full Roast. But yeah, so we have the Centurion Primaras and the Trudeas as the combo pieces. It's going to be both your 1-card starters. And then we also have the 1 Gargoyle, the 1 Atri, and then the 1 Emmet. This is a little bit less standard now, but we are playing the Trap card over here. This one, which does help you reset these, which is why we're playing it. You don't have to play this if you don't want to. This obviously gives you a draw, and it's going to be another level 8, I believe. So you have like 2 level 8s to go up into your synchros, and then we have the starters. Quite a nice pile, and these do work around a lot of the new Molcharmi cards, which are going to be really prominent in the current meta. And so here we see the hand traps. We're going to go Ash Blossoms, the Imperms, and then we are playing one-ofs. We're playing the Veiler, the Nibiru, the Ogre. These are also going to be part of your crossout targets, because we also are playing 1 Bestial, Magnuma, and Druid Worm. I'll show off the crossouts here as well, part of this. So obviously Ash and Imperm are your best hand traps this format, but a lot of these cards also will hurt you quite a bit at any time. So having the crossouts, being able to hit any of these is just definitely really good, you know, depending on what you're hitting in your combo. He actually played this at the last regionals with me, against me, and he really put up a fight with the crossouts there, which was really cool. He ended up breaking on the hand traps, which was kind of my experience today, actually. And so now for the spells, we are playing the triple stand-up as well as the terraforming. This card's obviously crazy, helps protect your stuff, helps play through a bunch of hand traps as well, just honestly nutty. And then we have another crazy card, Embla Oath. We now have a searcher for this, which is really crazy as well, letting you play through stuff as an extender and even a starter like I mentioned. And then for the board breaker cards here, we are playing Droplets and Dark Ruler No Mores. So we are playing hand traps and board breakers, which are very interesting, but I think it's very standard in Centurion. Where we're able to like set the extra traps that we have if we have multiple monsters that are like doubles up, like we have double Trudea, double Primera. We can only special them out once per turn, so being able to send them can help us out quite a bit by negating those boards going second. And even, you know, when we're playing going first, being able to set it can be nice. We have the 1 Prosperity, only at 1. Unfortunately, we can't play any more of it. The 1 Talent, also a cross-out target if we do need to cross it out. And then the 1 Cobble the Grave, very powerful cards that we kind of see at almost every single deck that can play them. And then we also have the traps. So we have the Awakening, the Phalanx, and then we are playing this. So a lot of players are playing different versions of the trap. This is really, really good in Centurion because it's going to be able to trigger off all your other traps as well that are continuous. So being able to negate multiple stuff on the field can be quite nice. Actually, that's going to be the Illusion one that just negates 2. So then for the extra deck, we have the Zapper Shrimp and Diabelos. So these are just for a quick synchro 10 during your opponent's turn. Very cool that we can do this because we have different targets. We have the Bestial Dispater, which is going to be a monster negate. We have a Chaos Angel being a banish, and something that's quite hard. You know, we see a light. Your opponent is not going to be able to interact with it. And then we have this as well. So Ruddy Rose is a very powerful card against certain decks like Fire King Snake Eyes. It's good against Memento. It's good against like a bunch of different random rogue decks, as well as like any runic deck. You'll be able just to hit all that cards in the graveyard, banishing them. It kind of can just end the game at some points, depending on when we do synchro summon them. And they don't really expect it during their turn. Then we also have the Centurion Carmela Purus. It's going to be their newest card, lets you search as well for that Embla Oath, which is honestly crazy. And then we have the Cosmic Blazer. We end on this almost every single time. This card's crazy, being able to negate. And everyone always mentions it banishes for cost and comes back for cost as well. So, you know, even if you do imperm this, whatever, you can actually still banish it and it comes back, so it'll always be a problem, which a lot of people just don't realize still, which is kind of crazy. So we are only playing one of these, which I know some people are like, oh, you should do that. Instead, we're playing a copy of Red Nova. So a lot of the times, he was telling me earlier, I don't play Centurion that much, but I did get some information from him. he chose to play this because if you do play the second one of these, you're always winning the game anyways. So if you do need to do that, you can just go into this instead. So it's not really necessary. So people in the comments might disagree with us, but this card is very good as well. I definitely recommend giving it a chance because this card is a blowout card. Then we have the Crimson Dragon. We all know how this goes, target, or I guess you're going to target your bigger guys to go up into any of these. Very powerful card in this deck. And then we have the Legacia and the 2 auxiliaries, or whatever they're called, Auxilia. This card's crazy. A lot of times during your opponent's turn, you're going to be able to pop or protect your stuff. People just don't realize this also protects SP, which people just do not recognize, which is very nice. And then we have the Baguska. This is when we get shifted. We can end on this. We can also end on it other times as well. This is good against a bunch of decks. Then we have the SP and the Rabbit. So Rabbit is underrated in this deck. If you guys do not realize, anytime we see any of the Centurions being pushed up, it's going to trigger to pop a card as well. So definitely catches people off guard when they don't realize that, especially at game 1 if you set that up. Now for the side deck, we have the double Cosmics, the 1 Harpies, and the double Lightning Storm. These are going to be your back row hate. I assume you really hate like Runic and stuff like that, so we're playing it. Very nice to be playing. Also, you can play these against your own, like when you have the crossouts going first, you know, if you're playing against like that, you can make sure you cross out one of these because it can be kind of hurtful to hit your own deck. And then we have the Floodgate staple for Centurion, deck Lockdown. This is crazy against Tempai. It's crazy against Memento. This card is just absolutely crazy. It doesn't hurt your deck at all. I know this hits purely quite a bit. Definitely hurts for some of these players. So Alex doing the camera work here. But yeah, if you're playing this deck, you're definitely going to be playing this in the side deck. It's a staple at this point. And then we are playing some Floodgates. And I guess we also have these. So a bunch of nice little Floodgates that we do when we see them can help us win the game quite a bit. You can see a lot of the side deck is dedicated to those Floodgate types going first like effects. Our deck's also very good going second when you have like a bunch of those board breakers that you end up seeing that you would maybe play in the side, but we're playing them in the main, therefore we can side those out when we're going first, which is why you see a lot more going first cards. And then we have a final, whatever's card, Change of Heart. Now, why'd you choose to play this card over anything else?
Because I think sometimes if you use your Change of Hearts, you can use the opponent's big monster to against them. And in this environment, most negates are monsters, and they don't negate your spell and traps mostly. And if you use Change of Heart, you can use their monster to negate his monster.
Okay, yes. Okay. So it's a really good board breaker, and we're able to take their opponent's monster, which is super sick. Did you ever have to resolve this today against one of those monsters?
Yes, I use that to take one Fire King monster.
Yeah, Fire King also has a really hard trial. If they end on one fire monster gate, like an Arvada and the Amble Whale, if they don't have a princess engrave or you find a way to like get rid of the princess or whatever, like through maybe DDG, being able to take their Fire King or their Arvada makes them have to play it a little bit differently there, which is pretty cool. But yeah, anything else you would change in this deck, or is this pretty all good?
I think I'm going to change this deck because I think maybe I need to remove Dr. Removal from my main deck. I think I need more head traps. I have too much deck broken in my main deck.
Okay, so change the board break.
Yes, I need to balance about board break and head trap. That is what I'm going to do next.
Okay, well, hopefully see you again soon at the next regionals or sometime soon. And hope to stay safe. Peace.